Hey guys, welcome back to another plan with me. This week I'm planning from December 12th to the 18th, and I'm using this kit from Scribble Prints Co. that, of course, I don't remember the name of, but it's this beautiful all pink Christmas kit. And I think this is like my favorite shade of pink right now. It's more warm and less cool tone. Like the Mean Girls kit from a while back that I used was more of a cool tone pink, but this like warm bubblegum pink is, I'm loving it. I love looking at this spread. Again, I'm really into the whole monochromatic thing. I don't know. Once again, I decided to use as many full boxes as possible. I am starting to miss having one of my days full box free because I'm still not ready to dive back into, what are those called? Oh my God. Rosie Plans uses them all the time and they look so good. Those boxes that flip up and down. What the hell is wrong with me? Anyway, those. I'm not ready to dive back into using the flippy up and down, give you extra space stuff. I'm still just sort of like trying to catch up before, making more work for myself, if you know what I mean. But I have like way more things that I want to mark down because I want to mark every single thing I do every single day down, but whatever. My point is that this sidebar also has 4 full boxes instead of having any little half boxes to fill out. That's just what I've been doing because I feel like lately all of the kits I'm using just have such good full boxes and they give you so many extra full boxes that I don't want to leave any out. So that is what we did. At the top, I just went back to using deco and leaving the date covers out. And to be completely honest, I'm just running out of date dots in general. But I could have written the dates in pen, but I like the way it looks with just the deco for this spread. As far as things that happened this week, I'm drawing a complete blank, so we're going to just go through them together. It'll be a surprise for all of us, including myself. I don't know how I've already forgotten this week. It wasn't that long ago, but here we are. But yeah, I don't have a lot else to say, so I'm just going to jump right into the day by day, starting with Monday, of course. The first thing I marked with this confused munchkin and this little thing is that I just couldn't find my way around. I am very directionally challenged. I've definitely mentioned that before, especially when it comes to like driving directions. But in this sense, I'm talking about just like navigating the city. I am only good at walking to like specific places that I've been before, and even then like I get lost. It's ridiculous. So yeah, I was just like struggling finding my way to work, but I found it with a flag and this meeting sticker that I've had for a million years, like years and years and years. I'm so excited to finally have some use for them. It's always just been wishful thinking that I'd have an office job instead of like a retail job or whatever. But using this, I'm just marked that I went to work. Then with a little thing and this worried munchkin, I marked that this job just isn't for me. And this is, I can't even talk. This is only my second week at this job, but I did have this feeling for a while, and I'm not going to lie, I still have this feeling now. The gist of it is I'm just very, I enjoy having a task, and I also hate making phone calls, and a lot of this job was supposed to be administrative, and I'm not going to lie, it's getting more and more so as the weeks go on, but for a majority of it, it's just a lot of, calling people, and I don't thrive unless I have a goal, for the day. I like having tasks and I don't know. I really don't know how to get into it, but long story short, I was just not feeling this job. Nothing to do with the company or my coworkers, they're both amazing so far, but just the actual like work I'm doing, just it's not for me. Under that, with a little thing and this angry emoji, I marked that there was just tons and tons of traffic getting back to my apartment, lots of roads being closed, and when there is a lot of traffic, cars tend to block the intersections, so you end up just like sitting through green lights because you literally can't pass. So yeah, just very frustrating. With a fancy label and this litter box from Carly Plans, I marked that just the litter was like way too full. There was way too much litter in it. I think my roommate had accidentally like measured too much. She even said, she was like, yeah, it was so much. I thought you added more but after I left. And I was like, sweetheart, I left after you left. You did the litter and I left. So no, I haven't touched it. So we were both confused about how much litter was in there, but I don't know. I just felt the need to mark it at the time. With a little thing and this broken glass, I marked that I was really pissed about the glass. Now it's water under the bridge. Long story short is I moved into this apartment with tons of glassware, and it's pretty much all been smashed to bits from mainly Brad knocking it over. I'm not going to lie, but I'm throwing him under the bus. He breaks a lot of shit. And then I'm sure Janet has broken some, but not in my room. Like, no glass has ever been broken in my room. It's always elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm pointing fingers. But anyway, I was just really pissed off. Again, not a big deal, but my roommate had left a real glass, like not a plastic one, sitting on the kitchen table, and then both of us were gone for like a day and a half, and the cats had clearly, they love running across the kitchen table. I can no longer leave the salt and pepper where I like it because they will fling it across the room. Anyway, there was water all over the floor and glass all over the floor that I had to clean up. I'm just happy that the cats didn't like get any glass in their paws or anything like that. With a little thing and this trash can icon, I marked that I just did a ton of house tasks. Just a lot of cleaning and like taking care of the litter and just a bunch of stuff that had to get done. Then with another little thing and this really cute, I want to like buy a full sheet of these clothing stickers. I believe this was on a Carly Plans freebie. It's so cute. I marked that I was just prepping for tomorrow. Now that I have to be awake, I have to get all of my stuff ready the night before because I'm not a morning person. And I remember like when I used to work at in retail, I had to wake up so early. I would even like make eggs the night before, put it in Tupperware and microwave it because we had a microwave in the back office, and then eat it while I was listening to the voicemails for the day. I don't do anything in the morning. With a little strip of a weekly checklist and this tiny piece of washi sticker, I marked that I got some time to plan finally, which was nice. Moving on to Tuesday with a fancy label and this pumpkin paper Coterra holding a pillow. I'm almost out of these stickers. I'm going to be so sad when they're gone. I marked that it was just way too cold to get up, especially in my room. I've mentioned before, it's the coldest room in the apartment. It's not insulated well, so it's really hard to wake up if I don't set an earlier alarm to turn my space heater on. With an appointment label and a paper Shire car, I marked that my car was stuck. What do you call it? To keep it brief, there was this huge moving truck in the way, and then there was a big pothole with like a warning construction thing blocking the back of my car. Fortunately, the guys who owned the moving vehicle who had blocked me in were very nice and helpful. The one guy pulled up, and then I unfortunately couldn't drive forward, so then the other two guys were like motioning to me and giving me hand signals so that I could like maneuver my way down this tiny street backwards. It was very helpful, but also very awkward because I was like a centimeter from hitting their truck, and I'm so relieved that I didn't because I would have been mortified for the rest of the day. Then under that, with a squared off box and this munchkin holding a camera, I marked that it was picture day at work, which was awkward as well. We had to get professional headshots taken, and mine, I am not saying this, like I'm being serious, and my roommate and boyfriend can vouch for me. They came out bad. I look bad. And if I looked like that in real life, I would be very upset. Like they are bad. And the guy totally lied too, who took them. Like there was this one photo, and I guess it was the best of what I had to work with. But there was this really dark black shadow on one of my nostrils. So it just looked like I had a giant crater in my face. And he was like, oh, don't worry about that. I'm going to get rid of that in Photoshop. He did not. He did not Photoshop these. There's no way in hell. He left the zit scar that I've had on my lip for months, and he left the giant black nostril. My boss even messaged me, and she was like, yeah, I have a giant black nostril too. So just not cute. Under that, with a little thing and this tiny pretzel from Piper Paper Plans, I marked that I got a free pretzel. It was like a birthday reward. So I picked that up and ate a soft pretzel for lunch. Unfortunately, it had like no salt on it, so, but it was free, so can only complain so much. With a fancy label and an emoji at a laptop, I marked that I was falling asleep at my desk. I was having a really hard time keeping my eyes open. Under that, with an appointment label and this "Now Are We There" arrow sticker, I marked that basically the traffic was even worse than the day before. Real bad, like real bad. Then with a little thing and this munchkin in pajamas, I marked that I got ready for bed at 8 p.m. That is the earliest I've gotten ready for bed in a long time. Sorry if I'm like snorting and stuff. I'm sick again. Basically what happened, if you care at all, is my boyfriend was sick and I assumed that I had gotten him sick. No, he had something different and now I have it. So it makes sense why our symptoms were a little different, so that's fun, but it's mainly annoying. I don't feel like death, so there's that. Moving on to Wednesday, the first thing I marked with a little thing and this package from Sticky Perks was that my packages were there. I was so relieved. I really didn't want to have to go to the coffee shop and see if they were delivered there. If you follow me on Instagram, you know my package sorrows are endless, but they were at the coffee shop and one of the girls had brought them back and left a little note, so it was such a relief. One was stolen, and I feel bad because it wasn't mine. My boyfriend had something sent to me since I have a gated mailbox area, which doesn't matter because now people are leaving the gate open, so yeah, nothing is safe. Under that, with a flag and another one of these little meeting stickers, I marked that I had work again. With a fancy label and this like heartbroken munchkin, I found out this day that I didn't get the job. The recruiter was very, very nice, and I'm sure they all say this, but she encouraged me to like apply again because they would love to find me a position, yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. But seeing as I had this job, I wasn't going to do that, but I did add her on LinkedIn for like the future. Who knows? I would still love to work for that other company, but yeah, so this was both a blessing and a curse. I really wanted that job, but I also it was a big stress off of me knowing that I wasn't I don't know, I felt like I was cheating on somebody, so at least that feeling was gone. With a little thing and another worried munchkin, I was wondering if there's enough work for my position. I just had a lot of downtime, and it was making me really nervous because my position was brand new at this branch of the company. They have it in other locations, but not in ours. And I was sort of worried that there wasn't enough work for me just because I'm used to being overworked. So I'm sure, or hopefully this will change because I prefer having work. It makes the day go by. But right now I was nervous. With a little thing and this glasses deco from an old kit, I marked that I finally got my glasses resized at Warby Parker. I finally did that. I have had glasses falling off my face for years now, and she fixed them, and it's like a whole new world. With an appointment label and this old SPC dishes sticker, I marked that I just put the dishes away. With a little thing and a laundry sticker from, I believe, the Coffee Monsters Co. I did laundry, and then I ended my Wednesday night with some knitting. It was lovely. Moving on to Thursday, the first thing I marked with a little thing and an umbrella was that it was sleeting this morning. So that was fun. With a flat lay that I've been dying to use, and I think it looks so good in this spread, and the weekly habit tracker, I marked that I had to go to work. With a little thing and an UGG munchkin head, I marked that it was just way too gross out for this. At this point, it was pouring rain, and Joe and I had to go to a work dinner. Yeah, there was a Christmas dinner for my office, and it ended up being so much fun, and I was really worried that he was going to have a bad time because he hates rain even more than I do, but he loved it and he loved everybody. So, I'm glad I had to go. It was definitely worth it, but I hate the rain. It was pouring. And again, it was in Center City somewhere, so there was no parking. And we don't Uber. I'm just throwing that out there. I take Ubers basically only if I'm on vacation. I do not Uber unless it's an emergency. I hate Ubers. So we drove, parked, and walked in the rain. Yes, we did. With an appointment label, and I marked that just with these emojis, having a meal together in a half box. Then with an appointment label and this Sticky Perks Pillows sticker, I marked that I just went straight to bed right after dinner. Moving on to Friday with a little thing and another Scribble Sticker Co umbrella, I marked that it was yet another gross day. With a squared off box and another Coffee Monsters Co. meeting sticker, I marked that I worked. With a little thing and another Sticky Perks package, I marked that I went to UPS on my break to return an Amazon item. With a little thing and this Happy Munchkin, I marked that I got out early this day, which was just beautiful. With a little thing and an emoji pumping gas, I marked that I was a big responsible girl and actually got gas even though I, didn't want to. Then with a little thing and this emoji carrying a package, I marked that I went to IKEA to get a tiny little work desk for out in the living room because my roommate is very kind and lets me take over the shared space in this apartment. And I don't have the space for like 2 computers in my room. So that was very nice. So I just got a little cheapo desk to build and put out there. Then 3 hours of hell shopping in South Philly for Christmas gifts because I was on a time crunch. And if you hadn't seen my last plan with me, I've just been too busy to go shopping. So I was out until like close to 11 p.m. on Friday shopping. It was terrible, all by myself. Then the final thing with a little thing in another Papershire car, I marked that I had to take the 30-minute loading zone where I have to wake up at 8 a.m. to move my car because there was no other parking spot. And if I wanted to park in a spot where I wouldn't have to move my car, I would have had to start driving in the really dangerous part of my neighborhood, which just isn't worth it. I'd rather wake up early. Moving on to Saturday, the first thing I marked with a fancy label and this munchkin not wanting to get out of bed was that I had to get up at 8:20 a.m. to move my car. With a little thing and an emoji in the bed, I marked that I couldn't go back to sleep. I'm guessing it has something to do with my new schedule because normally I'd pass right back out, but I laid down for 10 minutes, gave up, and actually got up and moved. And the first thing I did all day was plan. So with a little thing and this Papershire notebook, I marked planning. With a fancy label and this munchkin carrying a bunch of presents, I marked that another package was stolen. So she is actually the thief. So that was cool. With a squared off box and this not today munchkin, I marked that my boyfriend and I got in a ridiculous argument about pumpkin bread at Walmart. We were not at Walmart, but picking up pumpkin bread at Walmart. Basically, he assumed I'd get it. I assumed he didn't want me to get it. It was pointless, but it was fine. With a half box and this celebration munchkin and then also this munchkin eating a bunch of snacks, I marked that we went to his friend's surprise 30th birthday party, and it was the best food I've ever had at a restaurant. I swear it was so, so good, and it's really close to where I live, so I definitely have to go back. Then finally, moving on to Sunday, the first thing I marked with a little thing and a Rise and Shine munchkin was that I finally slept in. First day all week, it felt so good. With this random deco that I think is from a shop called Anxiety Aids, and I don't know if they're still open. I marked that I got ready. With another car, I marked that we took a long drive. With a squared off box and some random deco from the kit, I marked that we went to our friend's Christmas party, but they live out in a rural town that's an hour away. With a half box and these munchkins doing some shopping, I marked that we just did some impromptu Christmas shopping on our way back home. It just had to be done. I was tired. I wanted to go home. I was in heels. It was the last thing I wanted to do, but I powered through. With a little thing and this knitting munchkin, I marked that I knitted. And then the final thing for this spread with the habit tracker, I just sliced off the days of the week. And a Carly Plans TV, I marked that we watched the MTV Challenge. So yeah, that's everything for this week. It was another very, very busy week. I had a really busy December, but thank you so much for watching, especially if you stayed until the end, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.